What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be getting into another edition of the Bracketology. As you can see, we're doing a different one today. Usually we do Joe Lundardi's, but I want to switch it up this time and go with Jerry Palm's. We'll probably do, as we release these daily, probably do some other bracketologies as well in there, because there's like no movement to speak of in Joe Lundardi's. It would be like the exact same bracket as what we did last time. So I wanted to flip it up. But before we get into this, we've got to look at yesterday's conference tournament winners. There were 5 yesterday. We had Wagner winning that conference out of the Northeast Conference, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But then we have Oakland winning it out of the Horizon League. We had Charleston winning it out of the Coastal Conference. St. Mary's winning it out of the WCC, getting a big win over Gonzaga. That does boost St. Mary's. I think they deserve to be above Gonzaga at this point. And then South Dakota State won it from the Horizon League, right? Or no, the Summit League. So yeah, congratulations to those 5 teams. We had a lot of conference tournament winners. Fun watching these mid-major teams just battle it out, fighting for their seasons. Is probably one of the best parts of college basketball, honestly. But anyway, let's look at this here. We're just going to do a quick rundown here. You look at the last 4 in. He does have New Mexico quite a bit high there. St. John's. Utah, I don't think should be anywhere near this list, but they're the second team out. Yeah, I wonder where he has teams like, Indiana State. He doesn't even have them in the mix. Interesting, but Villanova is probably on the next 4 up. But anyway, let's look at this. Let's look at here. Purdue, obviously the number 1 overall seed. Not a surprise. Not much else. Kentucky as a 4 seed. I do think they belong as a 3 seed. I do like the switch of a Creighton and Baylor. I think Baylor deserves to be a 2 seed more than Creighton at this point, so that's good. Other than that, though, looks pretty good in the Midwest. In the East region, UConn has that 1 seed, of course. Texas Tech is a 5 seed. That's fair. San Diego State as a 6 seed. I think that's more where they deserve to be at this point. I think they should be a 6 or a 5. Kansas as a 3. I think that you should probably have Kentucky over Kansas as the 3. I don't think Kansas deserves to be above them, in my opinion. I know they probably beat them earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken, but still. And then St. Mary's, I think, probably should come up to a 6 seed here. I think they probably deserve it over Wisconsin, but that's just my opinion. And then we have North Carolina as that too. All right, in the South region, Houston as that number 1 seed. Auburn as a 5's interesting, but not bad. Yeah, honestly, nothing else to speak of. That's pretty good besides the Auburn. In the West region, we have Tennessee as the 1. I love my BYU Cougars as a 4 seed. I hope this happens. I guess, yeah, Auburn, BYU, that would be tight. I'm going to agree with him, though, at just little bias. I think BYU as a 4 seed is great. Yeah, Nevada's fair as a 6 seed. I think they could be a little bit higher, but other than that, I think Jerry Palm did a pretty good job with this bracketology. I don't have too many disagreements. I think the main one is just Kentucky as a 4 seed. I think they deserve to be a 3. But all right, let's get into the predictions now. And that's going to start out with the first 4 games. I do got Seton Hall pulling off the win over New Mexico. Wagner, I think, will pull off the win over Grambling State. Give me Colorado to beat St. John's. And Stetson, I think, beats Norfolk State. Okay, for a spot in the round of 32, we got Purdue pulling off the win over Wagner. I got Oklahoma pulling off the win over Dayton. Grand Canyon, a very good 12 seed. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with 12-seeded Grand Canyon. No discredit to Utah State. I think they're a tremendous team, but I think if Grand Canyon gets the right 5 seed, and I think Utah State would be in that mix, they can for sure get the win. Vermont's a good 13 seed, but against Kentucky, I do have to go with Kentucky. And then give me another upset, 11-seeded Drake over Clemson. That one's an easy one for me. I like Drake a lot more than I do Clemson at this point in the year. Then I like Creighton to beat Morehead State. Florida, I think, would hold off Nebraska. That's a good matchup, though. And then Baylor, I think, beats Sam Houston State. All right, Tennessee, Stetson. Give me Tennessee. I do like Gonzaga, Texas. That's a good matchup. I'm going to give this one to Mark Few and Gonzaga, though. I do like South Carolina to beat Richmond. BYU, I think, would beat UC Irvine. Nevada, I think, would hold off Seton Hall. Give me Iowa State to beat Toledo. Boise State, I think, beats Virginia. And Arizona beats South Dakota State. So that region, all chalk in the first round. This region, though, we got UConn pulling off the win over Quinnipiac. Give me TCU to pull off the win over Florida Atlantic. Then I'm going to go with another 12/5. Give me James Madison, the Dukes, beating Texas Tech. Another one of these games where I'm like, the 5 seed's good, just like Utah State was. Texas Tech's a decent 5 seed. Not the best, though. I think if they play James Madison, they could for sure get upset. But then give me McNeese State to pull off the 13/4 over the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Pretty easy one for me. Alabama's been inconsistent. They need to win back my trust in the SEC tournament. But then we got San Diego State, Princeton, another potential upset scenario here. I do have San Diego State winning that one, though. Then I got Kansas beating Oakland. St. Mary's, I think, would hold off Mississippi State. And North Carolina beats Colgate. Okay, final region, Houston versus Longwood. I got Houston winning. Give me Michigan State to beat Colorado State. Auburn, I think, would hold off South Florida, as well as Illinois pulling off the win over Samford. Wisconsin, I think, falls to 11 seed Colorado. Colorado on this hot win streak. Their tournament will start tomorrow, or the Pac-12 tournament technically starts today, but their play starts tomorrow. Then we got Duke beating Charleston. Northwestern, I think, pulls off the 10/7 over Washington State, and Marquette beats Montana. So there you have the first round. Let's get to the second round here. I do got Purdue pulling off the win over Oklahoma. Give me Kentucky to beat Grand Canyon. Creighton, Drake. I got to go with Creighton in that game. And then I do have Baylor beating Florida. So we do have all chalk in this region, just how I see it coming up. All right, but Tennessee, Gonzaga, give me Tennessee. I do have BYU, South Carolina, really good matchup, but I got to go with BYU in that one. I'm going to go with the 6/3, though, here. I'm going to go with Nevada to beat Iowa State. And then Arizona, I think, would hold off Boise State in that matchup. All right, UConn, TCU, give me UConn. The 12/13, James Madison, McNeese, great matchup. I do have James Madison pulling off the win, though. And then I got to go with San Diego State to beat Kansas. Just not really a believer in the Jayhawks this year. But then we got North Carolina beating St. Mary's. All right, here. Houston, Michigan State. Give me Houston. I gotta go with Auburn to beat Illinois in that matchup. Duke, Colorado. That's another interesting one. I believe I had the same matchup last time. I went with the Blue Devils. Why not go with Colorado just to have some fun? This would be very difficult for me to pull off in the actual NCAA tournament, but I kind of like Colorado right now. Wasn't really high on them earlier this year, but they've kind of figured things out as of late. But then I also have another upset. We're going to have another double-digit seed here in 10-seed Northwestern, upsetting Marquette to move on. A lot of upsets, obviously, in the in this bracket here. All right, though, for a spot in the Elite Eight, we got Purdue, Kentucky. Very good matchup. I'm going to give my faith, though, to Purdue in that game. And then I do have Baylor beating Creighton. All right, Tennessee versus BYU. Last time I went with BYU, or no, I got to go with Tennessee in that game. I really want to go with BYU, but I just can't see it. Then I'm going to go with another 6 seed here. We're going to go with Nevada out of the Mountain West to make a run to the Elite Eight, beating Arizona. Give me Nevada. All right, UConn, James Madison. I got to go with UConn. And then San Diego State, North Carolina. Give me North Carolina. So we're going to have another 1 versus 2 matchup. All right, Houston versus Auburn, 1 versus a 4. You know, we got to go, or a 5, actually. We got to go with Houston. And then Northwestern, Colorado. Good matchup. I'm going to give this one to the Big Ten team in Northwestern. Moving on to play Houston. All right, here you look at this. We got some interesting teams here. All right, Purdue, Baylor. I think I got to give my respects to the number 1 overall seed, Purdue, this time. Give me them. I still believe in Purdue. I know they've had their tournament woes. That's the one thing keeping them back. But if they can figure that out, they're probably making a big run in the tournament. Then Tennessee, Nevada. I got to go with Tennessee to move on there. Give me Tennessee. UConn, North Carolina, 1 versus a 2. Give me the 2-seeded North Carolina pulling off the win. And then we got Houston, Northwestern. Give me the Cougars pulling off the win over Northwestern. So a little bit more of a chalky Elite Eight here. Last time we had a little bit more of a mix-up, but I think that this is a realistic Final Four this year with the way these 1 seeds have been playing in their conferences. So yeah, we got Purdue 1 seed Tennessee, 2 seed in North Carolina, who is up for debate to be a 1 seed, and then 1 seed Houston. All right, Purdue, Tennessee. I'm gonna give it to Purdue out of the Big Ten with Zach Edey moving on, where they will meet Houston, beating North Carolina. So we got a Big Ten team, the first team in the Big Ten against the number 1 seed in the Big 12. I'm going to give this one to Purdue this time. I feel like I've been doing them discredit here. They are a very big national championship contender with Zach Edey. I think this Purdue team can go all the way this year. Obviously, if you look in the past, it doesn't say they will, but we'll see what happens. For this bracketology, and Jerry Palms, give me Purdue. All right, guys, that is my predictions here. Comment down below your thoughts and predictions. Anyway, guys, peace out.